Hello.
Hi, are you Glenda Hill Hood?
I am.
Nice to meet
An
you.
unexpected knock on the door in July of 2022 caught 71-year-old Glenda Hill Hood's attention.
She gave us either $700 or $750, and that was it.
Glenda signed a contract that gave her cash up front in exchange for giving the company exclusive rights to be her realtor if she ever sold her home anytime in the next 40 years.
Yeah, it was September 2022, so yeah.
What she didn't realize was the deal placed a lien on her home, meaning the company now has an ownership stake in the property.
Hey guys, Robert here. Welcome back to the channel. We don't have a laughing matter on today's video. As I stated on yesterday's video, we're in scamming season. The environment is right for mortgage fraud, mortgage schemes, mortgage scams, unethical behavior perpetrated on those that are not able to really look after themselves. And so we're going to look into this video today, delving into how you need to look out for not only yourself, but those that might be vulnerable around you, because we're in those times. Before we get into it, I would greatly appreciate it if you take a few minutes to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because it really helps the channel. With that, let's get back into this story so that we all can learn together and prevent things like this from happening to either yourself and or your loved ones. Let's go.
Homeowners tight on money from Harris County and across the state signed a contract not realizing they were giving up their home for a couple $100s. Daniela Guzman found hundreds of agreements like these. The homeowners she talked with say their contract is deceptive, predatory, and misleading.
The contract was with a company called MV Realty and what they call their homeowner benefit program. A few days after Glenda signed it, her stepdaughter saw it and gave her the bad news.
And she said, "Did y'all know y'all had a lien on y'all's house?" I said, "I don't have no lien on my house." She said, "Yes, you do."
What was your reaction when you found out you actually do have a lien on the house?
I couldn't freaking believe it.
Across town in Southwest Houston, I tracked down Cassandra Gibbs, who had a similar random knock on her door in July of 2022.
Did it look something like this? Because I think this is where you signed right here.
Yeah.
It was COVID. Her husband had just been laid off from work. Every day, she wishes she could return the $660 she was given for her signature.
I'm a little ashamed that, I fell for it.
Did they tell you that you were signing a contract for 40 years?
No.
No.
No, they didn't tell us that.
So I wanted to take a few moments to interject based upon what we've heard so far. Couple of things, guys. As I stated in the intro from the video yesterday, we are in scamming season. And what I mean by that is the environment has to be right. Check it out. You heard that this was during the pandemic time frame. And so you might be on the other side of this video saying, how do people fall for stuff like that? Don't people read? So on and so forth. I've been guilty of that as well. But over my 20 years of being in this business, I've found a couple of things that we all have working against us. And fear is one of those things that either causes the fight or flight type response in our bodies. And whenever you're afraid of making ends meet and things of that nature, fear coupled with the emotion of being ashamed can cause you not to think rationally. And so that's how a lot of these things happen. So the environment, back to the point I was making, we're in another environment. There's a lot of fear about tariffs that are, real things. Tariffs are real things. Job layoffs, the economy, recession, and these things could cause you to believe things that you might not otherwise believe in different circumstances. So the first thing is this: don't think you cannot fall prey or succumb to these things, especially if you find yourself in need of making ends meet. So again, this started in this case during the pandemic. Folks didn't have money. They were fearful, so on and so forth, ashamed. And so that was the environment. Secondly, the company that's doing this really isn't breaking any laws. Okay. Now, with that being said, the old saying, to whom much is given, much is required. There is a ethical and a fiduciary responsibility for realtors that are licensed, and you really have to watch yourself when you're going through doing these types of things. You can't hide behind, well, they signed the contract. You have to make sure, if you're a professional out there, do these folks really understand what they're doing? And to a person on this video, they did not understand that this money that was coming in, this godsend, this gap, bridge over this gap that I need, was going to lead into a mandatory 40-year listing agreement. And I've done a little more research on the company. You cannot die out of the mandatory listing agreement. And if you do sell the home via someone else, these folks get a 3% commission based upon the value of the home or the list price that they seem to set. And so those are the unethical type things, because people don't really understand. So when I'm on my side doing my thing, I really have to make sure that people understand the loans that they're getting into, not just the monthly payment, but the escrow account. You've been seeing that here lately on a lot of videos. Your fixed interest rate, principal and interest mortgage payments doesn't change, but your taxes and insurance can and will change, especially in these times. So it's incumbent upon me to make sure that you understand what those things are. And we can't just hide behind a contract. But companies not breaking any laws. But I think they could do a better job making sure that folks understand. And I also think they know what they're doing, because the times in which they go out to people are times in which your emotions and the circumstances cause you to make irrational decisions. And as a result, they're getting a very good situation for themselves. Let's move forward.
For me to say I was putting a lien on my home for $600, I would have never have done that.
Karen Navarro, a Houston realtor with Aviva Realty, says her elderly clients are also stuck after signing into the program back in September of 2022. Those are just a handful of the stories I uncovered when I looked through hundreds of MV Realty contracts signed by the Harris County homeowners in the last 3 years. And they're not alone. 7 states have passed legislation to crack down on such listing agreements. MV Realty's founder is Amanda Zachman. The company is based in Delray Beach, Florida, but uses local realtors and notaries to knock on doors, offering their homeowner benefit program across the U.S.
It's a very bad way to trick people to get money when you think that this is the right thing you're doing.
Yeah.
When it's just horrible what they're doing to these people.
Both Glenda and Cassandra admit not fully reading the contract because they trusted what they were being told. They want to see Texas cancel the contracts, a result the Texas homeowners would like to see as well.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
What would you like to see happen with your contract?
I'd like for it to be voided. I don't think it's fair.
So we've reached out to the Texas Attorney General's office to find out if they're pursuing a lawsuit here but haven't received a response. The Texas Real Estate Commission says Estate Commission says they're aware of MV Realty's practices and noted 2 bills are in committee in the state legislature, both aiming to ban predatory listing agreements. MV Realty or their attorneys did not respond to our request for comment.
So what say you? I'd like to know what you think about this story. Is it the homeowner's fault 100%? Is it the company's fault 100%? Technically, they're not breaking any laws. But what do you guys think? Get down in the comment section. Let's get some feedback, because again, we all learn together. And as we all learn together, we can all do better. Also, I am a lender. And if you like to learn how to get on the property ladder the right way, single family, duplex, triplex, or fourplex, or if you're a current homeowner and want to know either how to prevent things like we just discussed in this video, what your options are to use your equity and or put you in contact with people that can help you in time of need or in your situation. That information is in the comment section and the description below. You guys have a great day. Let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. And we'll talk to you guys on the next one.